All right, before we get started, it's out. That's right. Instead of sitting down and doing the audiobook that I've been promising forever, I went ahead and compiled all 10 years of the fucking pilot articles to put in one big fat book. Included in that book is also author's commentary and even a few apologies here and there for some of the shit that I wrote over those 10 years. It is called the Lunatic Fringe book. The Lunatic Fringe book right now is available on Amazon.com or actually any Amazon pretty much worldwide. And it is available for Kindle, it is available in paperback, and it is available, believe it or not, even in hardback. So you've got all three choices. It's, 330, 340 pages worth of sometimes informative, sometimes really over-the-top fun stuff, hopefully that you're going to enjoy the living hell out of. So head to Amazon and order your copy of the Lunatic Fringe book right now.
Blue skies call. They seduce us, pulling us irresistibly upwards, reminding us to fly our own line, on our wings, and in life. We are the seekers, adventurers, being one with the air, feeling everything and nothing at once. That's the magic we chase. Follow the call. Find your pure, wild flight with NZ Aerosports.
Of course, I absolutely love the NZ Aerosports business model. I mean, come on. One glance at an Icarus fuck yeah sticker and you know it lines up perfectly with the fucking pilot mentality. But outside their wonderful use of colorful language and a great company vibe, there's a long list of reasons to say NZ Aerosports fuck yeah. NZ Aerosports blows me away right out of the gate as a canopy manufacturer with a bold offer. They give you 10 jumps on your brand new nylon to decide if you want to keep it, swap it out, or even return it for a refund. I mean, seriously, how incredible is that? That's like getting halfway through a prom and deciding you prefer the slightly racier date that goes down faster. Seriously, they do that. If you're not madly in love with your new canopy after 10 jumps, they'll let you swap it out for another size or model, or even get your money back. And the range of canopies they've got? Man, they've got a style canopy to fit every jumper and every situation with models you know and trust. Like the Sapphire 3, the perfect choice for the beginner or intermediate canopy pilot. The Crossfire 3, when you're ready to kick it up that elliptical notch. The JFX 2, if you're looking to up your new swoop game. The Leia as the workhorse and dirtwater dirt beast. Or the Petra. The Petra cranks out crazy power and is nothing short of a record breaker. But hey, it's not always about speed either. Take the Kraken. Built as a low pack volume canopy specifically with wingsuiting in mind, she gives you all the performance you're looking for with the reliability you need that'll have you itching for that next formation, rodeo, or puffy cloud. So, the equipment is top-of-the-line kick-ass stuff as you already know, but how about the team? Well, the customer service gang is there to sort you out whenever you need them. Maddie and Beto are always there to help with Jen holding the reins. They're available for you at sales@nzaerosports.com, and they've got a kick-ass live chat tool on the website if you're wanting to hit someone up right away. These are the crew you're going to want to talk to get those custom orders in. With the stock nylon, once you know what you want, they'll have that shit on a FedEx truck as soon as the credit card machine says approved and get you in the air in no time. For your custom orders, you'll be able to get a time frame for building and shipping when you design it, so get to it. And demos. They've got demos in the US available from their partner Rock Sky Market. The whole US demo fleet is there with Sapphire 3, Crossfire 3, Kraken, JFX2, and Leia canopies in a range of sizes. They also offer student and tandem demos in the US. Bottom line, every step of the way, NZ Aerosports is there to get you what you need, and I personally couldn't be happier to be teamed up with them here on Lunatic Fringe. And now, time to get started with Lunatic Fringe Into the Void, brought to you proudly by NZ Aerosports. Fuck yeah!
Coming straight from the cockpit, it's another episode of Lunatic Fringe with the fucking pilot.
Ready, set, go. I'm Ray Kubiak. I'm sitting here with we'll go ahead and introduce yourself. Who the fuck are you and what do you do?
Who the fuck am I? Rusty Lewis.
Rusty.
What do I do? Well, officially, I still work for the IBA, Safety and Training Director of the IBA underneath iFly. Unofficially, I'm just kind of a jack of all, master of none.
Got you.
That's kind of the unofficial stance.
Got you.
What do you do?
Me, a little bit of everything and nothing all at once.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
about right.
Yeah, run around in circles, do that thing.
Do that thing.
Fly around in circles mainly.
Fly around. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, Director of Safety and Training. What does that look like? What does that mean?
Well, and I'm sure, a good amount of people that are going to listen and watch know, the IBA, I've been working for the IBA since it started, 2003. And so my position with them, essentially what I do now as a has-been tunnel instructor, my side of the IBA, we come up with the guidelines. I don't want to say rules, but guidelines, operating practices for iFly wind tunnels, SkyVenture, iFly wind tunnels, however you want to call it. But the SkyVenture franchises and the iFly branded facilities. So yeah, we come up with, in conjunction, with all the teams, people like yourself and the lead folks at, within iFly corporate. It's not just Rusty and Wayne sitting in an office thinking that sounds cool.
Right.
Right. We work together with, all the teams to write those guidelines and policies just to say, hey, this is how we think is the best way to operate these facilities. So yeah, we just come up with the stuff and we put it down in documentation, and then people like yourself, the examiners, the trainers, the T4s, they implement.
Yeah. First we scrutinize, poke some holes, and it goes to the drawing board 4 or 5 or 10 times.
Yeah.
And eventually we got to pull the trigger on it, right?
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Cool.
Well, maybe we come up with something, we make some mistakes along the way, and sure knows we've made a few of those. But we try and come up with hey, this is what we think is the best thing to do. Might not be perfect, but it's what we've come up with so far, and we, our job is to try and adapt and take the feedback and hopefully be pliable that we can, work within the changes in the industry.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, that's some boring shit. You know what I mean? I want to get into some meat and potatoes now. How did you get your start? Like, what did that look like? Well, you woke up one day and was like, I'm going to make hundreds of dollars in my career. I'm going to do this.
I'm going to make singles of dollars doing this.
I'm going to make singles of dollars.
Well, I started skydiving a long time ago. I did my first skydive in Southern Ireland because it was the only place that I found that would do it when I was 15 years old.
What?
So 26 years ago.
Jeez.
Yeah. Did a tandem. Their rule was if you fit in the harness, you can go, which is great about some parts of Europe. England wasn't like that. So right after my 16th birthday, I went and did AFF. My oldest brother, he started skydiving, and he was doing the Statler Lane course. I'll never forget. I used to ride my bike to the little drop zone down the street from my parents' house, and he'd send you out the round parachutes. And this one guy came down, he landed, he broke his leg. I was like, this is cool. I'm doing this.
Your parents were like, all right, you're up. Get that harness off that guy. See if it fits you.
Yeah. Put him in.
So wait, their fucking only rule, it was that you had to fit in the harness?
That was in Ireland, yeah. So that was the rule to do a tandem was if you fit, you went.
Wow.
Yeah. And there was no had to be 16, 18 years old. Just in England, it was 16 you had to get a sign off by your parents. And so I had to do that for my AFF. But in Ireland, it was just,
That's
you look
crazy.
big enough, off you go.
That's
So
nuts, dude.
yeah. So I did AFF when I was 16. And so it makes me feel old. But so, the usual progression, skydiving, packing parachutes, working on the drop zone, left my job. I was outside of skydiving when I was 18 years old. Definitely wasn't, my parents weren't very pleased about that decision, but I was going to be a skydiver. I just thought it was cool.
You see my eyes looking down here? I'm actually looking at your face. I got the camera set up here, but I want to look at you. I don't want to sit here and stare at me. So I know this makes for a better looking thing, but I'm doing it this way. Sorry, Dean.
It's okay. Dean was so sorry. We just want to stare at each other. It's fine.
Yeah. Just the two of us. All right, continue.
Yes. Where was I? So yeah, I left my job. I was trying to become a skydiver full time, and that's what I did. Started, filming, and then I started competing. My first skydiving competition, I trained with a sky surfer in England. And
hell yeah.
Yeah, so I was a videographer for a sky surfer, and it was, to me, it was one of the most, after competing in different types of events and, different competitions, that was my first view of skydive competition. Yeah. And it was super fun.
Yeah, but that's gonna hit a chord with Dean, because he was Mary Tortomasi's video guy. When she was sky surfing all the time. Yeah. They were on a team together. Yeah. And they they competed against Craig and Tanya. Yeah. Which is
that's so funny.
Yeah. He tells that story often. So
I love that.
Yeah, isn't it? It's fun, huh?
Oh, so fun.
Man, that era of skydiving was badass, man.
It really was. I agree with you 100%. I mean, when I was, 15, 16 years old, and I'd see the UK version of the Parachutes magazine came out, right, and I would read every single page.
Right.
And I'd see the sky surfers. There was a sky surf team in England, and I would see those, and we would do everything we could, obviously to, try and beat them. And right. So yeah, I mean, that was my first look into skydiving competition. It was
what year was that? You reckon?
That was in 98. Is it 98 or 99?
Right. So that's when Sean McCormick was doing the blurry, the invisible man, and blowing out blood vessels.
Yeah.
And then who else did we have? Troy Hartman doing the hen house surprise, and
was it Bob Greiner was doing it too?
Yeah.
In fact, we went to Space Center, Florida. We got coaching.
Yeah. Oh, that's badass. That's cool.
And that was my first training skydive trip. And that was actually my introduction to the wind tunnel.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
So it would be 99. So it would be 9. It was 99. Maybe it wasn't 90. It definitely wasn't 98. Maybe it was 99, or it could have been even 2000. I mean, it feels so long ago. But it was right when the tunnel first opened. But anyways, that was my start. Was I was skydiving, and I was filming tandems, and trying to get into this little bit of competition, try and do a little bit of four-way. And most of my time skydiving to start with, I was filming, because it was the avenue, right, to free skydives and getting paid to jump. And I was packing parachutes and and cleaning up around the usual stuff that you do.
Living the dream.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that trip where we came to Titusville and we did that first sort of training camp in Florida, I met Fabian Rydell and Juliana.
Did the Nardies own that drop zone at that time, or was it?
I don't remember.
Were you jumping a King Air or
Caravan?
Oh, Caravan. Yeah, the Nardies have a smoking hot fast King Air, or they did.
Yeah, I don't.
Back in that.
I think they did have a King Air coming in and out at some point, but when we were there, we were jumping a Caravan. And I think that was because it was, the summer months in Florida where the skydiving sort of slows down a little bit.
So you met a young Fabian.
Yeah, and Juliana, they would jump in there.
Juliana,
I think Joao was there too, Joao Tambor. And,
That's a cool name. Joao Tambor.
Those guys were, obviously just running around the drop zone, being, as cool as those guys are. And and they
different breed, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those days, I mean, very special, super awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
But we actually didn't fly in the tunnel on that trip. But we went down because it was, they had people flying and those guys were flying. And I was like, this thing is cool. This thing, I mean, obviously, that was before they had, the air straightener. You could probably tell one of your staff members now, you could go down to the tunnel now and talk about an air straightener in the tunnel.
Right.
People will look at you. What?
No idea.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Is the air's not straight? But, back in those days when you flew in the tunnel without an air straightener.
Yeah. Yeah, if the wind was blowing underneath it would change what was happening, the dynamics of the wind.
It was like flying. It was like flying in burbles all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
So we finished that trip, and I came back almost. It was one of those things. I went back to England. We got to go fly in this wind tunnel thing. So that's what we did. We put a group of people together, and I'd come over to the States. And I remember my first time flying in a wind tunnel was with Eliana Rodriguez. She was my coach.
We were flying with her last week, dude. She was your coach in the group. That was cool.
Just unbelievable human.
Yeah.
For anybody that's ever spent, 25 seconds with Eliana, would agree. So yeah, Eliana Rodriguez was my first coach. No air straightener. I had, God, I don't know how many skydives I had at the time, probably 3,000 skydives, 2,500 skydives, something like that. I don't remember, but awful. I was flying on my belly. I'm just one of those people that shows up, never flown on a wind tunnel before, because, back then we didn't, nobody had one.
Right.
And I mean, I awful probably is a little bit of a stretch, but, I definitely was humbled, just like everybody probably is the first time they get into a wind tunnel, which that's just
you were
normal.
You were awful. I mean,
who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Like, I used to say, I was a big advocate of the suck less movement, and now in my old age, I've changed that to it's okay to be awesome. Like, yeah. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay to suck a little bit. It's okay to suck.
Yeah, of course it is.
How do you get awesome at anything if you don't suck a little bit?
Yeah. If you're not sucking, you're not learning.
Well, if it was that easy, I wouldn't even have a job.
Well, that's just exactly right.
You would just buy a ticket and you go punch the ticket and the door would open. You jump in there.
Yeah.
You do a bunch of back layouts.
Yeah. That's exactly what you do. First time.
And you're like, oh, that was kind of boring. It was so easy. It was kind of boring.
You do it with a shoulder dislocation. Maybe both shoulder dislocations.
Well, a hip dysplasia. Yeah. I'm having it. But
let's do it.
Yeah.
So
you visit. So you go down there. How do you secure your role as a flight instructor? How's that go? How's that play out?
So, there's obviously a certain amount of time in there that between when I first went to the tunnel and when I actually got hired, but it was over that course of about 18 months. I was bringing AFF students and coaching students from England. So I'd be home. We'd put a group of people together. We'd buy tickets. We'd fly over to Florida, and so it was about every other month. I was in Florida for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks with AFF students, coaching students. We go to DeLand, Zephyr Hills. We jump during the day and fly in the wind tunnel, for as much time as they'd sell us. I mean, I remember back then when I first started, the tunnel didn't open till 4 p.m. And if you bought the first hour, so if you bought 3 to 4, you could fly 2:30 to 3 for free. So you buy an hour, you you get 30 minutes for free. And so we'd go to the drop zone, 8 o'clock in the morning, we'd jump, be at the tunnel by 2, and fly that first half an hour for free. And then we would just fly as much as we can, take naps at the tunnel. I mean, that was just kind of what we did. Yeah. And so I was there pretty regularly, and Ronnie Landon was the general manager, and I kind of got to know people, and Jeff Grizzard, who's, a blast from the past name for people that may remember Jeff Grizz, but I'd hang out with, the tunnel crew, and we'd be there so much that I said to Trevor, I said, how do I get a job? I want to move here. What can I do? And they said, let's do it. We'll get you a visa, and you fit in with the crew, and we think you'd be a good addition to the team. And
wow, you didn't even have a work visa yet, huh?
Nothing. So I got a lawyer. They did the paperwork, and 6 months later, I was getting off an airplane with 2 suitcases.
Boy, you would be deported nowadays. What up? Wait a second. Get on the plane, friend.
A funny story. When I got all my paperwork, the paperwork that said job title, flight instructor, and it was right after 9/11, and
so it didn't say body flight instructor, just said flight instructor.
Flight instructor, and they had to review that paperwork because they're like, what is this thing? What is it you say that you're doing? And what's this company?
Explaining it back then was so much harder too. Like,
so
it's a room.
Yeah.
And you fly around in it. They're like, all right, buddy.
Sure.
You're smoking the dope.
They literally sent me to this room. I had to sit in this room and wait. It was like a holding area. And then this, I'll never forget this tiny elderly lady came in. She was a TSA officer, customs officer. And she said, "Who's here for the Sky Venture?" Me? She was like, "I know what that is. Come with me."
Nice.
Cool. I was like, well, I guess I'm coming for a 2-week holiday. I'm going home. But so yeah, I got off the airplane and I got shipped to Sky Venture Orlando right there on International Drive. And that night I started training.
Wow.
And 4 days later, I was flying students.
Yeah, because FITP wasn't really developed. It was underdeveloped at that point, right?
Yeah, there was no official. There was a training that Joe Winters.
Who put you through the Joe Winters?
Joe and Carlos, yeah.
Joe and Carlos. Yeah, me too.
Joe Winters, Carlos, yeah. So those guys, back then it was, and I was training by myself, and it was a development, very much a development thing back then. They were training, and there was spots per se. I mean, it wasn't anything like it is today that's been developed over the last 20 years, but
it was similar though. You know what I mean?
A lot of the things are still that I went through. Catching a back spot is exactly the same 20 years ago as catching a back spot today.
Right.
And so it was, hey, go in there and for an hour and just get hammered by Carlos. And Joe was, he was in that mindset of, okay, we need to, be cool if we can come up with a real program.
Right. Man, he busted his, there was a lot of names in that thing, but man, Joe Winters busted his ass.
He did.
On that. And Carlos did too.
Yeah.
Scott
absolutely.
McMahon have much to do with that development back then, or?
He did. And so Scott was finishing right as I was starting.
Gotcha.
There's a few of those names that were just kind of, Thomas Hughes was one. I got to, it was one of the things for me that's super special. I got to work with Eliana for a very brief period of time before she went to Airspeed, and Thomas Hughes, and it was one of those two. We worked together for about 6-8, maybe it was a year, but 6-8 months, something like that. Scott McMahon was just on his way out, so he was, still around and part of that development. But Joe and Carlos those guys really spearheaded it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's crazy because I think back on the FITP that I learned and the FITP that I teach, and they're not all that different.
Like a lot of the things are the same.
A lot of the stuff's the same. We cut some of the fat. It was just some of the stuff was just a little
yeah, it was just, there was things
Didn't
that we
need
learn
it.
as we go, and we either didn't need it, or we found a better way to either
do
prevent it, or come up with something that says, hey,
Sure.
there's so many steps that we can do before we get to this. So let's just do these steps and avoid having to train this technique that might not be.
That's going to
hugely
eat up
successful.
3 hours of your life, and you maybe
70% of your morale.
25 years later, I haven't seen any of it. Like any of, you know what I mean? Like I haven't.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's that's how I jumped into the whole tunnel thing, and that was back at the time when it was blood, sweat, and tears to become a tunnel instructor. Anything that you could do, I felt like I was the most privileged. I was extremely honored to be able to take that slot. Clean toilets, didn't get the coaching, wasn't a thing. It was do anything you can to earn $7 more in an hour.
Right.
Bust your ass for tips.
And it is an odd feeling when you're flying at a tunnel at midnight, and there's not hundreds of them worldwide, and you're sitting there and you're like, I remember sitting in flyaway at the end of the shift, and it wasn't midnight, it was probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and just sitting there thinking, this was before SkyVenture was invented, sitting there thinking, man, I'm the luckiest. I'm the only person in the world doing this right now. And maybe that wasn't true, but that's what it felt like. I was like, there was probably 30 of us worldwide, Yeah. I was like, this is fucking cool.
It's fucking cool.
Wow. Like,
yeah.
What am I doing right now? Like, yeah, it was cool.
I remember having that same feeling, exactly the same feeling flying around at, SkyVenture in Orlando back then. People would come in, people that you knew, and everybody would come there, and you were like, yeah, I get to stay and do this. These people come and go, and it's cool.
Yeah.
But this
and
is
like
this
the
is
cool
home.
skydivers coming in all the time, Like I remember the Flyboys used to visit all the time back when they were like in their heyday, and that was badass. Like it was so cool. I watched like the Chronicle videos, and then these dudes are showing up,
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
exactly the same.
Mike Vell came through. I was like, this is badass. Like, and his favorite thing at Flyaway, because you have like the cone pretty much that you can fall off of, the bubble, like the pads. He would just hang there and teeter and over the pad, just in a tracking position on purpose. He was like, man, I could do that all day. That's super fun. Like it was like the first wingsuit tracking tunnel, just sitting there chilling on the edge. Cool. So how many competitions have you competed in? You've been doing that for a hot minute. I didn't realize that.
The honest answer is I don't remember. I started competing, like I said, my first one was sky surf back in late 99, 2000, something like there. And since then I filmed a bunch of teams, UK nationals, and competed at UK nationals before I moved over to the States, and then tunnel competitions, more skydiving competitions actually than tunnel competitions. A few of the early competitions in Orlando, and a couple of them have been since the sport is more developed. But I honestly, I don't know. Not as many as Craig Gerard.
I don't think many of us know what Craig Gerard's done, man.
I got it.
Competing since 53, bro. Like, not really.
He's like 142. Man, he looks good. But I don't know.
You guys are the current champions in your discipline, right?
No, we retired. So our team with Josh Evans and Mickey Nuttall, we officially retired after the meet in 2009. Yeah, 19, and then the whole COVID bullshit. But
gotcha.
And
this last nationals, you didn't compete at that one?
I had a student there, so I was coach. I was doing a player coach team with a student of mine. But our last meet with actually on, competing at the nationals where we represented that, where I actually went in person, was at Rayford in 2019. We did compete in 2020. The whole what was it, the virtual meet that we did that Rook's team put on. But no, Andy and Jason have been since 2019.
They've been smoking your asses, huh?
Dominating.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to get a thrashing,
I
love a good thrashing from Andy and Jason. On Friday. But I mean, those guys are sensational.
You know how you beat Jason in a competition, though? You just got to get Leroy to come out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, you drink water. Make it look like you're drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
You just keep feeding Jason until Leroy comes out. Unless Leroy comes out,
that's it.
Good luck competing the next day, friend.
Yeah, game over. It's
now he can still operate. He still operate. He still whip it.
Yeah. I mean, those guys are unbelievable. They're untouchable, and I mean, awesome to be able to compete against them. And that was a really, Josh and I did that team for 5-6 years. Some of my most cherished memories of skydiving competition. Really cool. Really, I mean, it was awesome to be able to train at the level, to try and keep up with Josh, who, to me is still one of the best VFS flyers out there. And, obviously getting to compete with Mickey, that was really cool as well. But
yeah, man, he's a pretty amazing skydiver, huh? He's got a lot of accolades under his belt as well.
Mickey, yeah. I mean, it's cool because we learned a lot from his experiences, from, what he's done, and, world meets and etc. He's done I remember Mickey, first time I met Mickey was when we were training him as a tunnel instructor.
Right.
But I was there, so that was cool.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, you sized us up for suit. Where were you at in your progression when you were measuring us for suits?
When was that? 04? Was it 04 or 05?
We opened up that tunnel in 05 in Arizona.
Yeah, so it was 04, 05. I think I remember it being like the end of 2004.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking cold in Orlando. I remember.
Yeah.
And we had those fleece lined Gore-Tex suits. Those things were money.
Yeah.
One of my good friends in England who, designed those suits, that thing was, godsend in the winter. Well, for you guys too in Arizona.
Yeah, we had
things that, go to Florida and just wear my shorts and t-shirts.
The only thing I found that I liked better than those was the rainbow suit.
Oh yeah. It looked like it looked like
a 80s suit. It looked like it came from like an 80s ski movie.
Yes.
Like teal, black,
pink.
Like maybe some pink in there.
And some lime green, luminescent green. You look so good in one of those. You still have one of those, don't you?
I do.
You don't wear it at work, though.
I know exactly where it is, too. Shit, go in my closet. The box is in the back there. Go to the bottom box. Open it up. Yeah. It used to be Tim Smith's. I bought it off of him for $50, and it was the best $50 I ever spent.
So funny.
But it smells like cat piss. It still smells like cat piss. Like I watched that thing 20 times, bro.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm not saying.
I can absolutely imagine.
I don't know why it smelled like cat piss, but it did. And he had written inside of it, "This is Tim's suit. If I find you, if I find you and you're wearing this, I'm going to kill you," or something like that. That's what it says inside of it. I'm like, dang.
Oh shit.
So then I had to
bro, nobody's gonna
write underneath
it
like this is Ray's suit now. I gave Tim $50 for it. If
he'll still kill you if you're wearing it.
He's still gonna kill you if you're wearing it.
That's awesome.
So let me ask, over your years of doing this, has anybody inspired you? Or who do you think your biggest influence has been?
I would say, coming up from skydiving, when I first began, people in England were very inspirational to me. Ray Armstrong, Dave Morris, they are, still very active in on the UK side, Europe. They're moving over to the States. Joe Winters, without a doubt. I wouldn't be doing this today without, if Joe didn't do what he did. And he was the guy that started this whole train thing. train running.
I agree with that.
Joe and obviously back then in the old Orlando days, we would see the airspeed guys and girls show up. So watching, especially from a coaching standpoint, I was doing a lot of four-way coaching when I first started the wind tunnel, and so they really inspired me, and how they really changed my view on coaching. And you'll remember the whole East Coast West Coast, heavy East Coast coaches and the West Coast coaches. They operated slightly differently.
Yeah, the West Coast was always the best.
Yeah, that's the West Coast. But it was cool for me to see that dynamic, and so definitely people like Craig Gerard, Kurt Berner, and Jack Jeffries, seeing those guys come through the tunnel and learning a lot from those. I went through SB camps even after I started at the tunnel just to get better.
Wow.
But I would say those, and there's been plenty more. People like the team that I work with today. There's still, when we talk, or when I still work with Mickey, even though we don't compete together anymore. There's still so much that inspires me to want to get better,
right?
And do great things for the industry. So I don't think that ever will change. It's just I haven't competed or really done much in that four-way world, but I still think about the way that Airspeed delivers their coaching and training, and so I think that's stayed with me all the way through since I've been here, since I've started and kept skydiving and done the whole tunnel thing.
Yeah, I've never competed in any FS, and the getting to witness the airspeed camps, and just from start to just to see how they broke it all down. I learned so much watching like Mark Kirby, just whip a turn and just be like, yo, did he just make belly flying look fucking cool shit? Like, I think he did. Yeah. I think he did.
Totally.
And then you ever watch, when I made my transition over to XP, man, that was pretty wild. Like seeing 8-way done in the tunnel at
unbelievable, isn't it?
At the highest level, it doesn't even look like belly flying anymore.
Yeah.
You're just watching, like when you're watching 4-way competition between Airspeed and Hayabusa, like it doesn't even look like it doesn't even look like belly flying to me anymore. I'm just like,
it totally changes your perception. It's amazing.
The knees are just going over the heads and the verticals, and like, boy, that's going to hurt. Like,
you wouldn't want to take one of those in the jaw.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how many, without creating a separation, but however, a lot of people now they start skydiving like, oh, I want to start free flying, I want to do this and this, and
angle flying, and
and wingsuit, whatever, and then they're like, I don't do 4-way. But when they see it, and especially when you see it at that level, then you have a real appreciation for this, and it's really fucking hard, and it looks really fucking cool.
Right.
But I think it definitely changes your, especially mindset as a skydiver.
Right. Yeah. No. The most nervous I think I've ever really been was turning points at speed, and just being like waiting to get clocked. Just being like, oh shit. But obviously when you do this, you go up. Like, so I'm like, I don't need to be going up right now, but like,
I don't want to get hit, but I'm going to get hit.
I'm going to get hit. Yeah.
And, watching that in Orlando way back in the day when it was, that was it. It was 12-ish feet. It's, and see that at that level was, it was cool. It's like watching a magic show.
Yeah. How were we at with time right now? I don't know if I just spoke English. How long have we been on?
I don't know, half an hour, 40, I don't know.
All right.
What do you need? You got a date or what?
No, just take a little.
You want to promise?
Just yeah.
Oh, you need your union mandated lunch break. Sorry, we have to pause for a 15-minute breath.
A nap. Take a quick nap.
Yeah. Couple shots, it's fine.
Yeah. Did you so you're done competing?
I think so. I mean,
the player coach thing is kind of fun though.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And the I don't do a lot of coaching now, and there's multiple reasons why, but I'm not at the tunnel full time, and so I'm not immersed into the environment where I can pick up coaching, and I have other responsibilities, and the people at the tunnel want to coach, the people at the drop zone want to coach. So I have a few people that I say I jump with or I fly with, but I enjoy the player coach thing because it keeps you around, and it's almost like you're kind of handing off the info. I don't want to just leave and not teach people. And I've always been a big believer that the only way that for this to get better is by giving people giving it as much of the information as you can and letting them go and be better. I mean, even when I think back to when I started at SkyVenture, people are like, oh my God, you guys are just the most amazing. And that the stuff that we did, that was cool shit because we didn't know any better. But there is no way that I can get into a wind tunnel now and perform at that level. When you watch the stuff that people do today, I'd fucking kill myself.
Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous.
But it's unbelievable. And the kids, which is, that's exactly that's the plan, right? Is we try and continue to get it better. So when I'm dead and gone, and the kids are pioneering new stuff, there's always something there should be. And not that I've come up with much or any of it, but it's just being involved from the beginning and seeing some of that stuff get created has been awesome. But anyway, back to the original question. And for me, coaching, for the little that I do, it's nice to be able to sort of give back, so to speak, and teach somebody all the fun stuff that it took for us to get to that level. But and showing up to nationals, you know what it's like. You're at Eloy enough to know when nationals came through town, it's like homecoming.
That's fun.
It's awesome, and you get to see all the people that especially with COVID and not having nationals for an extended period of time, and so then it's kind of that desire to you get to run into people and see the people that you've known for years, and you watch Craig and Eliana getting on the tram to go compete, even though they don't compete at that level anymore, they still compete at that level.
Yeah.
It's that's awesome, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So
do you have any what are your professional goals? Do you have anything lined up?
Well, I'm going to stay with iFly and the IBA for as long as they'll keep me, as long as I feel like I'm putting out some good stuff, and we're continuing to try and develop new material and rewriting a lot of the old training material that was originally written back in 03, 04, and then it's been updated, and now we're going through, as you've seen, is completely revamping the whole structure of how we deliver training. So I feel like as much as I can continue to provide good input to the industry, then I'll stick around. Outside of the IBA, I have a whole different career, and flying and aviation's a huge passion of mine. So
you're flying the big planes, huh?
Yeah. So that's kind of my retirement gig. Being an airline pilot it's fun. I really enjoy it, and I the whole building's going to burn down behind you, and we're just still going to be doing this.
The police. So you got that retirement plan.
Yeah, that's kind of my when I feel like I can't walk up the stairs at a tunnel anymore and I have to take the elevator, and I actually hang up the suit for good. That's kind of my back pocket. That's what I'm going to go do and retire, and hopefully, so that's really professionally, I'll stay at the drop zone because I'll keep flying the airplane. I'll still jump. My instructor ratings are still current, so I'll always do that. I just won't show up to the drop zone and do 8-10 jumps. I'll just show up and do 1 or 2 and be like, okay, I'm gonna go drink a beer now. See ya.
I'm gonna go tell stories about the way it was.
Yeah, light that fire.
One day we called it freak flying.
Yeah. So I just put on my sit flying suit. Remember those with the?
Remember the sit suits and the water wings, like the web gloves.
The web gloves.
Bro,
I bet I still have some of those
I
somewhere.
tell you what, you put a pair of those on and go fly some dynamic lines, bro. Rocket booster, I bet.
That's like back in the day when we used to pull our hands inside the sleeves of the jumpsuit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Big hands, you were moving.
Move. You better know it. I remember.
You know what's funny is who is he? Oh, Randy. This has been fast on us for a long time. Randy actually was, he was one of the guys, the OGs from Orlando days. He probably started about the same time as you, or maybe a little after you. But he spent a lot of time in Orlando, so he spent a lot of time doing the whole pull the suit sleeve over your hands. And, he still does demos like that today. Maybe not today, but maybe 6 months, a year ago he did. But it was so funny to watch that.
He had the fastest freaking helicopter spin ever, dude.
Between him and like Mike Carney is still probably the fastest person I've seen.
Carney's crazy.
Carney he is.
Do you know crazy. What sucks about that is I'd never met him, and then we did the conference here, the IBA conference with the trainer level, the level 4 trainers, and dude, and then Carney gets in the tunnel, and I enjoy seeing people fly, man. Like I don't. Yeah. Like at every level, I really do enjoy getting to see people fly all the time.
It's cool.
Almost
really
to the point where like some days I'm blown away by it. Some days it's just kind of like, but some days I'm like sitting here and I'm like, what am I even looking at right now? Like this dude is floating in this wind tunnel. Like, and it just, I get an outside view. It's like I pop out of my body. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I'm driving and I got to get back in my body. So no.
Yeah.
But he gets in there.
Cool.
He got in there and we have it on video. He goes from 0, just flying on his head, and goes from 0 to fast as fuck in no seconds flat, with no buildup, with no like, where did the energy come from? Like he was just like, and it made my body, I was sitting there like this. I went, just sitting there in the door, just kind of like, and I went, like what? Like, what?
What just happened?
And then he stopped and I was like, I did the douche thing. I was like, hey, do that again.
Do it again. You gotta remember that.
I got to see that happen again. That's crazy. Yeah. Were you there when he did that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was different. That was like next level.
He again, I whenever I would do it, man, I felt fast.
Yeah.
And you watch it against his, you're like, it's not even close.
Barely spinning.
Yeah. So watching some of those all count. And he wasn't even topped out, I don't think. He probably had his hands inside his sleeves. Maybe we need to go back to that.
Maybe we need to do some of that. Yeah. Well, back in the sky surfing era, the only thing I don't miss about that whole time frame was getting asked every single day if I've ever jumped with a snowboard attached to my feet. You ever jumped with a snowboard attached to your feet? It's like,
well, now it's the bat wings.
We've done it with skyboards, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever got the wing thing and jumped off the hill?
Off the hill? Okay. All right. So now you're retired. What's that?
Retired now? Oh, down the road?
No, I'm saying now you're retired. Like we wake up tomorrow and we're retired. What does Rusty Lewis's retirement look like?
Oof. Yeah, that's a good question. I really haven't thought that far ahead. I mean, I live here in the mountains now, and I say in the mountains. It's Colorado, east of the mountains. I'd love to stay here. It's beautiful. I think for me, as life slows down, if I'm retired, I don't know if I'll ever actually fully retire.
Right.
I'll probably be still fucking with the IBA website when I'm like 94. Trying to reset people's passwords and sign people off for shit, but I don't know.
Dude, you're so deep. I don't even know how you would train somebody to do what you do. Like,
I don't know.
When that task comes up, you're screwed. Like,
I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, for me, traveling, I've had the the good fortune that I've been able to travel, with iFly and skydiving and, a little bit of my aviation career, I've been able to travel and do stuff. And I love it. And I still continue to do it. But, at a different sort of pace than what I sort of do it now. I've often thought, well, I'm just going to buy a cottage in Southern Ireland and stoke a fire and drink Guinness and just continue to get fatter. And, but then part of me thinks that I might be on a beach somewhere, but I just don't know. I'm not, I just haven't thought that far ahead, but, much, much slower pace, driving around on a tractor. That'd be kind of cool too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mowing grass on a tractor.
High on mushrooms. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's my retirement plan. Straight up.
just
not looking to be
eat
president.
All the mushrooms.
No, I'm drug free. I'm a drug free dude. I like to drink a little alcohol, a little bit of wine. But man, in later years in life, like 70, little micro doses.
Yeah. This is good for you. I'm all for it.
Daily microdose, keep the brain sharp, and then every 3 months, just go ham.
Yeah.
Just eat a handful of them, and then just go on a spiritual journey. You know what I mean?
Show up at the drop zone and tell stories.
Just show up. Be like,
show up.
What do you know about swoop chords? Like,
I'll just show up with my goggles around my neck. I love that.
Heck yeah. A backwards Protect. Protect on backwards. Boom.
Protect is going to be a thing in 20 years.
Yeah, Protect's never dying. They're going to be
never going anywhere, is it?
They're never going nowhere.
So you mean to tell me that my Protect that I have left somewhere in this house is not going to be worth a fortune because they're still going to be around in 30 years time?
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, you could still sell that online right now, $30.
That's my retirement plan. Sell my Protect.
$30 ain't gonna buy any match mushrooms, bro. Let me tell you that. No, I'm joking.
You know how crusty this liner is?
This is what you looks like. So somebody starting off in this sport right now, what advice would I got all right, it's a two-part. One, what advice do you give the new person just showed up at a wind tunnel or on a drop zone? And then what advice do you give a seasoned person that maybe who's looking to keep the spark alive?
Well,
see, I don't come up with easy questions. That's not what I do.
Well, yeah. I'd be curious to hear your answer to this later, but I've always been for probably both is get coaching is probably the number one priority. Mm-hmm. Is the only way to be safe and to get good and run those two tracks sort of in parallel. I mean, it's never a perfect line, right? But get coaching. Yeah. And don't necessarily get coaching from one person or just, get good coaching. That starts all the way from day one, flying in the tunnel or, doing AFF. The two should be sort of interspersed, fly in the tunnel, jump. There's a lot of people that say, well, the tunnel isn't the same as skydiving. And, in some respects it's not. And we know that. And, obviously I'm an employee of iFly and as much as it is a fantastic training tool, there's definitely things that it does not teach you. There's definitely things that you have to go and get out of an airplane to do. That's just the way it is. But that's what makes it awesome.
I think you live a happier existence too if you can actually just separate those two and say, hey, when I'm at the tunnel, I'm going to learn tunnel stuff. When I'm in the sky, I'm going to learn sky stuff, and it will blend.
Yes. There's some things that cross over, but there's some things that won't. But key thing is get good coaching. Get good advice. Obviously be very choosy about who you listen to. But for somebody that's been in the sport and maybe is wanting to relight the fire or turn up the flame a little bit. I think that same sentiment is true. Is be okay being uncomfortable. Just like we sort of mentioned it at the beginning. Is it's okay to jump back into the student's shoes and be shit for a bit. And because that's the only way that you're going to get better, one. And really, when you have that sense of accomplishment, that's what relights the fire. And I would think that's what it does for me is feeling vulnerable and saying, I'm really good at this side of it, but let me go and try this side and see how bad I am and see what it's going to take to get better. But the only way I can get better is with coaching. But be vulnerable, and it's okay to make mistakes. But you learn from those as long as you've got some good people sort of holding your hand along the way. And I also do say as well as being a little overconfident is really good in this sport, but there is a fine line between being just a little bit confident and then just being way off of left, out of left field confident. Right. Learn how to balance that. And again, good coaching, people that are going to share good advice will be able to kind of rein you in and say, this is the line, this is where you need to be. Right. What would you say?
Interesting. I like what you did there. I always say the same thing every day. You know what I mean? Like bite-sized chunks. Mm-hmm. If you don't know, do you have to know, do you have to be a level 10 at this one particular move? No, but should you be able to do it 8 for 10? Yeah. And the two that you mess up, did you stay committed to a plan that wasn't going to work? Or did you know when you were too low to make that turn? Yeah. So it's like, did you realize, did you go to do it and realize that you were too close to that wall and stop and continue flying? Well, then that's not a mess up. That's flying.
You almost learn just as much doing that.
Yeah. Scraping the paint
because your awareness,
not smashing. Like you're aware. You're building that awareness. Yeah. I let them know that it's not magic. This isn't magic, and I sit down and have a realistic conversation about expectation. I feel like on a daily basis where it's like you and I both want the same thing. We want you to learn this skill in the shortest period of time for the least amount of money, right?
Yeah.
That being said, you've gotten involved in a very expensive sport that takes a long time. It doesn't take a long time to learn it all, but it doesn't take a long time to have fun doing it. So have fun while you're learning the thing, because we would have people show up in Eloy, drop 20 grand and buy 20 hours and just grind it out. I had to make it like mandatory. Like, dude, for every couple hours we do, you have to go skydiving. So you have to see how this is plugging in.
Yes.
Because you're not going to see your progression.
Plus a mental download as well.
Right. It's like watching grass grow. Like you're not going to see it happening. Right. We're going to have to revisit day one and be like, this is what you were doing day one. Why do you still feel like you're sucking? You're in face, out face, carving, doing eagle, like, you know what I mean? Flying around, doing dynamic lines, like, but you still feel like you haven't hit that mountaintop. It's like that mountaintop doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like the mountaintop doesn't exist. Like, so, yeah.
We're always trying to climb. Yeah, exactly. We're always trying to get up there. Yeah. Just you see the mountain differently than somebody else sees the mountain, but everybody's still climbing the same mountain.
And what I would say for people, especially, and this is kind of just from a experience standpoint, is if you're serious about this and you're going to pay, and because you're serious about it, you're paying somebody to coach you on this skill set, show the respect to yourself and stay hydrated and stay up on, keep your chemicals in balance, not chemically in balance, but keep a balance with your chemicals. Like don't show up hungover to your session. We're going to put you on your head or have you carving in circles for 15 minutes. Like you be prepared for that. Like be prepared for that. You're going to use a lot more energy in the beginning than you do later. And you need to be sharp. Like your body needs to be sharp. Your mind needs to be sharp. Like, so.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, and I agree, you hear a lot of coaches now that talk about, prepare like you would an athlete would prepare, show up like you're an athlete, This is a sport, and you need to be ready to roll. Because if you're not, then the results that you're going to get on the other side are directly tied to how you approach it.
Right. I mean, you could be the most fit person in the world, but if you show up dehydrated or hungover, or worse, you show up 5 minutes before your session with grandioso goals, So if you don't have, set goals, bite-sized goals, obtainable goals, I would set one goal that I'm going to get this today, maybe, and then, and maybe have another goal that's just outside of the reach of what you think is possible. Like, man, if everything, that would be a cherry on top goal. Like that's, and then just keep trying to get 1% better every day and just push that direction and just keep pushing, keep going that way. If you're enjoying what you're doing, then it's worth the investment in yourself.
Absolutely.
And if you're not, then try switching it up, Like you had mentioned getting different coaches throughout your
progression.
Your progression there. The my advice with that is like maybe find one that you really gel with in the beginning, because I call it the 0 to 60, right? 0 to 60 is like, how do I fly? You're helping me wake up my body. Doesn't matter what you're teaching me, you're helping me wake up my body, right? I have fingers and toes, and I have a knee and an elbow, you know? And then I know how to pay attention to other people that I'm flying with. I have a sense of awareness for the walls and the people that I'm flying with. Find somebody who's going to navigate you through these little obstacles, the 0 to 60 ones. And then after you have a good foundation, then hop around. Yeah. Because sometimes you can just feel like you're starting back at this invisible, like this not real step. Like, oh, now I'm back at the beginning again. It's like, no. I don't know anything about you.
That's a good point. Absolutely right.
I'm going off of, so we have to, you're going to feel like you're getting that same session every time. But if you showed up and knew how to fly, I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go learn a dynamic line or, like, let's go do that thing.
Yeah. So some continuity at the beginning.
Yeah.
Just until you kind of get your feet wet. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I agree. And then, as you start to kind of solidify that foundation, then maybe there's you still got that one, okay, I can always come back to this guy, girl, whoever it is, and maybe I'll just try and learn this one particular technique from this one particular coach,
right?
Or something.
They're the one that does outface, can teach me outface faster than anybody else. Cool, perfect. Go there. And then while you're learning these little chunks of body flight, soak on them. Not every session has to be coached. If you just learn something and you're getting pretty good at it, like maybe grab a buddy of equal skill set or better and just go fly. Try just applying it. You know, like a member.
That's where a lot of learning comes in.
A little huck jam, like go test your skills. Like
a little bit like what you were saying about, hey, just go skydive, just go spend a couple days skydiving. Stay away from the tunnel for not necessarily stay away, but go and apply some of this stuff without you having to really focus on, okay, I have to do this and this now, this and this. Go jump, or go do a huck jump, go fly, and remove that. Okay, I've got to do 1, 2, 3, and just see how natural it feels.
Right. It's like playing a guitar.
That balance is huge.
Like you can play a song, you can play Smoke on the Water, boom, boom, boom. But like, are you riffing? No. Did you learn some chords? Cool. Can you make something happen with that? Do that. Yeah. Do that for a second. Not for a ton, but I mean, I don't want you to have to pay me to sit in the door and go,
do it again.
Yeah. Do a flip.
Anyway,
that's backflip. Well, shit, Rusty. Thanks for your time, man.
Oh, dude, are you kidding? It was awesome.
You want? Oh yeah. Oh, we'll keep going. Fuck it. I don't care. I ain't the one having to edit this shit.
You don't?
I got a guy.
You got the easy job. Yeah, there you go. Dean, get on it. Get on it, son.
Get it on, Dean. Snap to it. No. You got anything you want to add? You're not really coaching anymore, really? Just every now
No,
and again?
not really. I do some private AFF courses every now and again because I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I'll go fly and coach people, but the people that should be coaching the people that are doing it every day.
Yeah.
And I'll do a little bit here and there, but I'm not the guy. And I was a guy, the guy, one of the guys, whatever. But I'm not in there every day. I'm not doing it every day. So I've happily handed off the baton, and that it feels great. But I really still enjoy getting in and flying and doing a little bit, and showing a couple things. But the full-time coaching is not, at the moment it's not on my to-do list. It's not on the cards with everything else that's going on. But I'm better for the industry. I'm better served doing my job, which is continuing to try and keep it safe.
Got you.
And then just showing up and flying every now and again, disappointing people, and they're like, "Oh, do these things." Like, I can't do those things.
Right. Yeah.
I
No.
need somebody to teach me to do those things.
Yeah. Yeah. Side fly.
Yeah. Side fly. You want to spot me? Yeah.
I got it on the one side pretty good, but it's the side that I tried doing it on for like 10 years before these damn kids came around and smoked it.
God.
Sydney Kenneth asked, "What up with that?" Like, that's crazy. And then
that's unbelievable.
I've been learning the opposite side now, bro. You want to talk about being humbled? It's like, that's hard shit. But no, the reason why I was asking about the coaching is if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, but we don't have to go that route. You don't have to give your info.
People can get in touch with me anytime they want.
Oh yeah, how do they do that?
The chances are, well, the easiest way is probably email. rlewis@iflyworld.com.
Bam. You got any social medias?
Yeah, I'm on the face of books.
Yeah, you're old.
That's it. I don't do much in the way of social media.
I don't do anything really. Every once in a while.
It's one of those things that's like, I'm on it, and for especially it's been great for promoting the people that have supported me, sponsors and such, and that's obviously it's awesome to be able to give back, promote the people that have supported my journey. But Facebook, email. But the coaching side for me is typically if somebody comes to me, that it's usually better, especially schedulings, to go, I point them in the right direction for people that really would serve them much better than I think I probably could. But I still need to go flying that 32-foot tunnel. I think that's what's next for me. That's what I need to do. Dude. That's what I think is on my to-do list before I retire.
Call my ass. I'll come with you.
Go
there so bad.
I think we need to have some form of
need a
trainer.
We need a
seminar conference in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah, I'll get. Yeah, if you do that, then I'll have work pay for it. What?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We need to go investigate.
Idea. Yeah.
So
just the safety, like how much more speed can be gained in a tunnel of SUD. Somebody said that to me. They were like, "Well, I mean, imagine the injuries they're going to have there." And I was like, "Why?" They're like, "Well, the amount of space that you can." It's like, that's amount of space that you're not going to hit that wall.
There's obviously two ways to look at that.
Yeah. It doesn't change. Like if somebody needs a spot, I'm not going to give them more, like whether there's that pocket, that perfect pocket, like just be in the pocket and then you're going to get them. If you're outside the pocket, you didn't get them anyway.
Right. Yeah, whether you're in a 12-foot or a 32-foot.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
12-foot
exactly
happens faster. Like it's like they're already there. Like, so. All right, cool. See that coat rack right there? See this coat rack?
Are you going to throw your hand into it?
I'm going to nail it.
See if I can do it from here.
Nailed it. Cool. All right, Rusty. Thank you, brother, for your time.
Dude, it was so good to see you. It's
always a pleasure to talk to you, man.
Yeah, likewise, buddy. I always enjoy it.
All right, cool.
But, hey, stay cool out there.
I will. You too.
Appreciate you and everything you do.
Appreciate you. It's beer 30 on my clock. I'm about happy.
Yeah, go do it.
Look at that. I am balding, huh?
Dude, me too.
Man, no, you still got luscious locks.
So luscious.
You could almost do like the wave on that. A little bit.
I just got to go bleach my tips.
Little hairspray, and then you push it forward like that, and you blow it with a blow dryer. Yeah.
I'm going to go try right now. I'll send you a picture.
Yeah. Send me a picture. All right. Cool. All right.
Hey, you be good, buddy. Thank you.
And there you have it. Another episode of Lunatic Fringe Into the Void, brought to you as always by, and say it with me, fuck yeah, NZ Aerosports. Head to nzaerosports.com. By Pussfoot. That's right, head to pussfoot.com, the extreme sports collective, and check out everything they've got to offer. By summitparachutesystems.com. Jarrett Martin and the family cranking out amazing pilot rigs, as well as incredible rigging courses. And now joining the Lunatic team, it's the one and only Tony Suits. You know him, you love him. Head to tonysuit.com. Check out all the amazing standards, as well as the new incredible signature line they've got going on. And as for us, the Lunatic Fringe is now on YouTube. That's right, you're going to have the chance to put faces to the audio by heading to youtube.com and looking up the Lunatic Fringe podcast. It's easy. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check out all the amazing videos from the previous guests that we've had, as well as new and upcoming interviews on video. As always, I am the fucking pilot. Head to thefuckingpilot.net or theprincesspilot.com. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time around.